If you ask around about people's healthy eating habits, they'll probably say they don't have much because it's harder and more expensive. I decided that I wanted to test this on my own. I went to Hannaford and got a healthy meal that cost around $7 and made 10 servings. So I went to a McDonald's.
Can I get a number 3 meal, please?
So the quarter pounder meal took about 35 minutes to get. It did not taste very good, and the nutritional information for it doesn't really help its case. So the quarter pounder racked up 1,100 calories, 43 grams of total fat. That's about 60% of your daily value based on a 2,000 calorie diet. 60% of your daily value of sodium, and 100 milligrams of cholesterol, along with some other stuff that is small but adds up over time. Now, the rice and beans, all it took was some beans, oil, vegetable broth, onions, and rice, of course, to make a pretty good tasting meal, but it was lacking diversity, so just make sure you throw in an apple and maybe a glass of milk there to help that meal out, but that would still end up being cheaper than $7 per person. It was 140 calories. Only 354 milligrams of sodium, no cholesterol, no saturated fat, not to mention that this meal could last the whole week for yourself or one night for your family. I wanted to gather some information about healthy eating to see what a professional thought about it, so I brought in registered dietitian Karen Cutler and asked her a few questions.
If I were to define it, I would draw from the recommendations of the A&D, the Academy of Dietetics or Nutrition and Dietetics, and also from the USDA, following their My Plate guidelines, which looks at recommendations per meal. And so their sort of definition of a healthy meal would be that you would start with good portions based on your age and on your activity level. So each plate should be half of it fruits and vegetables, preferably fresh fruits or vegetables. A quarter of it should be grains, ideally getting in some whole grains throughout the day, and a quarter of it should be a lean protein source. You should try to stay hydrated throughout the day, and that should primarily be by drinking water and less, things like soda and juice.
We now know through my experiment and with the help of Karen that eating rice and beans is cheaper and healthier than eating a quarter pounder. But that still leaves us with the question of why people eat fast food. Karen had a good answer for that.
I think that there can be probably like 4 contributing factors as to why someone might choose fast food over making a meal at home. That'd be convenience, availability, facility, and skill. And what I mean by that is convenience is just what it sounds like. It may be just easier, depending on your lifestyle and how busy you are, to just get a pre-made meal. There's the availability factor. So that refers to how accessible are food sources that aren't fast food. Is someone able to just walk to one, or do they have to, find some sort of transportation? Facility refers to, does a person actually have the space to be able to cook and prepare a meal? So do they have proper refrigeration and area to store dry goods? Do they even have a refrigerator or a stove? So someone may live in what they call an efficiency apartment where they don't even have those items, or they may be living in a motel and they may only have like a microwave or a hot plate or something like that, which really reduces their ability to prepare foods. And then there's just the basics of skill. So not everyone knows how to cook. Not everyone grows up in a family that knows how to cook or has friends that know how to cook. So trying to obtain those skills and teach yourself, especially depending on your access to resources, can be really challenging for someone. So it might just be easier for them to just get it pre-made.